So a great way to attract new followers is to jump on the buzz of trends and hashtags. So the first great place to find trends is via Google Trends. And this is found at google.com/trends. So you can see in the past 24 hours, LeBron James, Nike Incorporated. Those are highly searched things within Google. So these are keywords and hashtags to include within your Twitter post, because these are highly searched things currently. Next is Google Alerts. So if your brand is about online marketing, you would want to set the keyword alerts for when new articles or blog posts about entrepreneurship or social media marketing are published. So you can see in my Google Alerts, entrepreneurship, social media marketing, when a new article or new content is posted on Google, I am alerted at my Google Gmail email account, and it's usually great blog articles and great content on those two subjects, on big reputable brands like entrepreneur.com, social media bloggers, things like that. And what does this equate? Great content to post in your tweets. Remember what I told you. My highest engaging tweets are when I share very relative links that help my users. So this is why I have Google Alerts in place to tell me when there's great new content created on the internet for me to repost on my Twitter, on my other social media platforms. Next, I pair Google Trends and Google Alerts with my Twitter Explore page. So you'll just click Explore in that left sidebar, and here you can see trending hashtags, news topics, and keywords are trending on Twitter at this moment. So again, use these trends, keywords, and hashtags in your tweets, and you may be featured on this page, or when someone clicks a hashtag, your tweet will show up in the news feed for that specific hashtag. So it's a great way to get discovered via people just looking for what's happening right now. And they see, oh, this person's got a very interesting point of view on this hashtag, on this topic. I'm going to follow them just because I liked them in this moment. I'm assuming everything they put out is just this good. So with trending content, I practice the following 3 steps. First is to add thoughts and opinions based on the news or trending topic. Even write a blog post about it on your own blog to share on Twitter. You're double dipping there. You're creating content for your own blog, adding these relevant keywords that you found either on Twitter Moments or on Google Trends. So you're increasing the searchability of your blog, plus you're jumping on these hot hashtags on Twitter possibly. Number 2, take retweetable quotes from the article. Here's an example I recently used. Twitter is hands down the most targeted ad network. Look at this example. So I wrote an article about niche advertising via the Twitter advertising platform, and then I just copied that great quote out of that full article, pasted it into my tweet, and then finished the tweet with the link to that blog post. At the end of the tweet, if I still had any room, I added a hashtag that was actually trending that day about a Twitter update. So it was a trifecta. I created a great blog post. I pulled a quote from it that intrigued people to click that link, and I jumped on the hashtag that was trending that day about a Twitter update. Number 3, ask questions. I like to get people curious about the trending topic and get their input on it. What do they think of this trending thing? What do they think about this news topic? People love your opinion, but they love their own even more. So the best part about these tips, you can use all 3 methods to tweet the same blog post multiple times. Don't ever feel like you can only tweet a topic once. I minimally share a blog post 3 times. Look at any of the big Twitter handles. Scroll down their feed and you'll see they're constantly resharing content or repurposing content every 3 to 4 days. Because think about it. You're not going to be hitting the same people in your audience. One person may get on their Twitter at noon while another gets on at 6 p.m. So I'll share a blog post at noon on Monday. I'll share a quote from it and a link to it at 6 p.m. the next day. Then I'll ask a question relating to my blog post in the morning the next day. It's a great way to constantly keep your Twitter feed full of relevant content and engage all of your audience throughout the day. Next are hashtags. Use these hashtags to create and curate conversations around your brand. Here's an example. A charity challenge it's following to try to eat one day on under $5 and to tweet about their experience with the hashtag #HungerChallenge. So they created a unique hashtag to their experience and usually throw your brand name within that hashtag. But when anybody clicks this, when they see a tweet with #HungerChallenge, they click this, it's going to pull up a news feed of every tweet that has included that hashtag. So by creating unique hashtags for your brand, you can make a topic viral on Twitter and really create a lot of buzz around your cause or your sale or whatever promotion you're running. Next, partake in Twitter chats via hashtags. So simply go to Google and search your industry keyword with the keyword Twitter chats next to it. So if you're a chef, you could type in food Twitter chats, cooking Twitter chats, recipes Twitter chats. So Twitter chats are the best way to connect with like-minded users on Twitter. So an example, #FBloggers. So this is for all the fashion bloggers. There's a specific fashion-related chat using the hashtag #FBloggers on Friday nights at 3 p.m. Eastern. So anybody interested in talking about fashion will get on at 3 p.m. on Friday, and every tweet they post includes that hashtag. So search a few Twitter chats and look at the history on that hashtag to see what people talk about, see how they collaborate, see how they share and talk about retweeting each other's items. It's really interesting the collaboration that can take part across the world just via these Twitter chats. And finally is advanced Twitter search. This is at twitter.com/search-advanced. You can find people talking about your business, product, or service and tweet reply directly to their handle. So an example, I helped a contractor in Los Angeles find people who actually typed in the keyword contractor in their tweet. Most of the posts were older, but these are still people you can reply at and say, for future home repairs, message us. We do same-day repairs, and then finish the tweet with their domain. So you can see what I did. In the words, any of these words, contractor, so anybody who tweeted with the word contractor in it, so if somebody said, ugh, sink is broken, anybody know of a good contractor? Maybe that was posted a month ago, but this contractor just clicked reply on that tweet. It came up with at that person's name. Then you can just type in your tweet right here. For future home repairs, message us. We do same-day repairs. Here's our brand. Tweet. So the next time that person logs on, in their notifications, they'll see an at handle reply to them. And then they'll click your link. They may follow you. And they may check out your website. So again, with this advanced search, you can search any words, phrases, or hashtags on all accounts or from specific accounts. The complete Twitter ads guide. To begin using Twitter ads, we first need to set up our Twitter ads account. So go to ads.twitter.com and then log into the Twitter account you want to link with your Twitter ads account, such as @CourseEnvy. Once you sign in to ads.twitter.com, select the Go to Twitter Ads button. Then simply set up your Twitter ads account, including country and time zone. After selecting these, you'll be redirected to the Twitter campaign setup page where you will select a campaign objective. So don't worry about creating the perfect ad on this first campaign. Simply make any selection and click your way through until you get to the billing section. Complete your billing section and payment information in order to create your first Twitter campaign. After creating your first Twitter ad, you'll be redirected to your Twitter Ads Manager page. It is here where you can toggle off this first campaign so it doesn't run. As you can see, here's that first ad I created. Just toggle off that running campaign. The campaign will now appear as paused. When you set up your Twitter ads account, your username will become the account administrator by default. This is the highest level of ad accounts access, which enables you to grant varying degrees of access to other Twitter users. So when signed in at ads.twitter.com, in the top right corner, click the name of your Twitter ads account, and in that drop down, select Edit Access to Account. It is on this Edit Access to Account page where you can add employees to your business. Whether those are internal employees or ones you outsource your advertising work to, you can add these workers via this Add Access button. To learn more about access levels and permissions, go to the following link. So let's navigate back to ads.twitter.com and learn how to create our first Twitter ad. So to create a new Twitter ad, click that Create Campaign button. So step 1 is to select our campaign objective. Select the type of Twitter ad you want to create. For this example, we'll choose tweet engagements. So step 2, as you can see in that left sidebar, we've selected our objective. Now we are on to campaign details. For every objective you select, the next step is to name your campaign and set your budget. You want to name your campaign specific to the objective and your targeting so you can easily identify it in Twitter reporting later on. Now we're on to step 3, ad group details. So for this, we want to name our tweet engagements ad group. If you're creating a split test, to ensure equal testing, I suggest using the same budget amount for each ad group. For example, $50 for each ad group. If you aren't split testing, leave this field blank, as your budget set at the campaign level under campaign details is fine. From my research with 500 plus Course Envy marketing clients, I see the best results from using the automatic bid type. Twitter has optimized this and they know best. Step 4, targeting. The first section in Twitter ad targeting is your audiences. It's under this tailored and flexible audiences where you can search your created audiences, such as tailor audiences web, tailored audiences list, flexible audience targeting. After selecting one of your audiences, if you want Twitter to find people similar to your audiences, checkmark this box. Target similar people to those in your chosen audiences. This is my lookalike audience hack. Twitter will go out and look for audiences like the audiences I've built. The next section in your Twitter ad targeting is demographics. This is a great area for split tests, such as one ad targeting males, one ad targeting females, split testing age, location, gender, and so on. So besides actually targeting locations such as countries and cities and so on, you can also target specific digital devices, phone carriers, and more. For example, I'll use specific targeting when marketing mobile app installs for XYZ type of phone, such as an iPhone or an Android. The next section in Twitter ad targeting is audience features. This is also a great area to split test, such as targeting follower lookalikes for varying Twitter accounts, such as @entrepreneur in ad number 1 versus @Forbes in ad number 2. By doing this, we can split test these followers to see if targeting one account over the other works better. Do we get a higher click-through rate, purchases, engagement, and so on. So to do this, we can either search or browse the varying audience targeting options. So I'll search entrepreneurs, and I can either add that follower lookalike handle of @Entrepreneur Magazine, or I can add that interest, business entrepreneurship, and just click that add button. We're looking for users that fit my target market. Another area in this section I like to split test in Twitter campaigns is this retarget people who saw or engaged with your past tweets. This enables you to target warm users who have seen or engaged with your organic or promoted tweets. This is the secondary lookalike audience area. If you want Twitter to find users similar to your current targeted audience, toggle on this expand your audience features, and then you can adjust it to defined, expanded, or broad. As you adjust that, notice in the top right corner under audience summary, the audience size will adjust bigger and smaller. Finally, if you have a following of over 1,000 users and you only want to market to your followers, i.e. a special followers only deal, checkmark this target only followers of option, and then only your followers will see this ad. Step 5, creatives. On the creative page, we need to select the tweet we want to promote with this Twitter ad. You can choose from organic or promoted only tweets. Organic tweets are those appearing in your Twitter feed that you published in the past. Promoted only tweets are tweets that you create only to show in this promoted ad. To create a promoted only tweet, click this Create Tweet button. Clicking the Create Tweet button will open up a new page. This is the Compose Mode page. Notice the Promoted Only checkbox. Unless you want to tweet this live on your Twitter profile as an organic tweet, keep this box checked so this tweet is only shown for this Twitter ad, i.e. a promoted only tweet. So compose this tweet with up to 280 characters of text, and then add an image, video, poll, or Twitter card. So you may have seen the difference already between a promoted tweet and an organic tweet. The difference is that Twitter card option. A Twitter card improves your campaign performance. Twitter cards enable you to attach photos, videos, and media to tweets, helping drive traffic to your website. You can also drive downloads of mobile apps and even link users directly to their installed apps. So I like to think of this Twitter card as clickable media. that takes people to the website or app that you want them to be taken to via this promoted only tweet. So to create a Twitter card, navigate to your cards library page via that creatives menu in the top nav bar under cards, or on this compose page, click that cards library link. It's on this cards library page where you can create a new website or app card for your Twitter ads. So here we are on our cards library page. You can view your current website cards and app cards via this drop-down menu. But we want to create a new website card or app card via this drop-down menu. So just click that create card button, and then in the drop-down, let's create a website card for this Twitter ad example. This will expand the right side menu where you can create your website card. Select your media, set your headline, your website URL. That makes the media clickable to that website, and then give your card a name for the back end so you can easily identify it and link it with your ads in the future. For my example, I am promoting our Course Envy Mastery Course Bundle at learn.courseenvy.com. So I have my image, my headline, which is my value proposition, and that call to action, my website URL, and then finally the card name so I can recognize this website card when attaching it to ads in the future. Now that our website card is created, go back to the Compose page tab and click Refresh. So on this Compose mode page, select card, and then in that select card dropdown, you'll see our new Twitter card we created. So select that Twitter card and compose your promoted only tweet. So I've selected my card, I've added my tweet copy or text. Now we're ready to click the tweet button, but just make sure that promoted only checkbox is checked. Our tweet was successfully sent, so now go back to the Twitter ad creation page tab, and as you can see, this was instantly updated. Your new promoted only tweet will now appear on this creative page of your Twitter ad, so just select the checkbox next to this promoted only tweet. Now finally, the placement section on this page enables you to select where you want your promoted tweet to appear on Twitter. This is an area you can also split test, but we see the best ROMI, or return on marketing investment, for our clients from selecting all these Twitter placement options. We want our ads to be seen everywhere on Twitter. So step 6, review your campaign and click that launch campaign button. So that's it. Created our first Twitter ad, and now we can review our campaign results and toggle off any losing split tests right here on our campaign homepage, ads.twitter.com. So I mentioned split testing. Split testing is crucial for every type of ad on every ad platform. This involves changing one variable at a time in each ad to see what gets the better results. For example, you can split test your tweet text, images, card, ad targeting, and so on. So a pro tip, simply duplicate your campaigns to make split testing easier. In the duplicate campaign, edit a single variable in your new split test to see which ad performs better. Never assume you know best. Test at least 2 to 5 ad variations with each campaign until you get the best results. To duplicate a campaign, right here on the ads.twitter.com homepage, in that little 3 bubble menu, click that, and in its dropdown, select Copy Campaign. This is under the Campaigns tab. So now after copying that campaign and changing one variable, we're going to run our ad for 3 to 7 days, or once you reach 1,000 impressions for each split test campaign, and then I will check the results on the Ads tab. So as you can see, we're 3 in there on the Ads tab, and I look at all these metrics. What are the impressions? What's the spend? What are the results? What are the results rate? What's the cost per result? The first metric I review is the cost per result. Now for this ad, they were identical. So the next best to review is the results rate. As you can see, the first split test campaign got 6.95% engagement rate. So I will toggle off the losing ad, that 5.22 engagement rate. I split test various images, found the best working image, and then I finally split test the actual ad copy or text in the tweet. And here are the final results. The first split test performed almost 2% better and got 2 more tweet engagements for the exact same cost per result. So that's why split testing is so important. So here's an example of split testing at the targeting level. I like to start broad with my targeting in my first campaigns in order to cast a wide net and therefore build up my Twitter tailored audiences, which I can then retarget in future ads. Those are my warm audiences who have already seen my content and are more willing to convert. So for example, I like to start by testing at least 1 follower lookalike in my first campaign split test, and then 1 interest in my second campaign split test. I will usually split test 5 to 10 individual follower lookalike versus interests all at the same time to see which gets the highest engagement rate or click through, whatever metric I'm seeking. So by testing each individual interest and follower lookalike and seeing which one gets me the best click or the cheapest engagement or the most conversions on my website, I can quickly identify, oh, by targeting this follower lookalike account, such as @entrepreneur, that got me my cheapest cost per engagement and my most engagement, so let's target that follower lookalike in the future. Other things I like to split test at the targeting level include age, gender, and location to see maybe there's a city or state that performs better with my ad type. Maybe men prefer my ad type. Maybe people that are younger prefer my ad type. We can split test that and find out. Maybe our target audience is someone different from who we thought. So for my example I just said, targeting, here we are under follower lookalike. I'll add entrepreneur as that single follower lookalike to target for one split test. And then in my ads.twitter.com account, on my campaign reporting, click that audience tab, and then in the left sidebar, click interest. And I can see the results of which interests got the best results for each campaign. So besides duplicating an entire campaign, another way to create a split test during ad creation is to click the copy ad group link option on the ad group details page, as you can see in the right sidebar here. And then in the left sidebar, we have 2 ad groups. So this is our first test, second test. There'll be a 1 variable difference. So remember to only test 1 variable at a time. So the ad group should be identical except for 1 variable. So you can easily identify which variable equals those better results for your varying Twitter campaigns. Now let's discuss the various types of Twitter ads. So navigate to ads.twitter.com. To create a new Twitter ad, click that Create Campaign button. Select the type of Twitter ad you want to create or campaign objective. First, tweet engagements. Tweet engagement campaigns promote tweets that are either published organically to your Twitter, or you can choose to create tweets that are only promoted to the audiences you target in this tweet engagement campaign. This is great if you don't want to clutter up your Twitter feed with these promotional tweets. You only pay when users you target engage with your content. So you want to use this ad type if you want to maximize your engagement with your tweets. Typically this is maximizing engagement with organic tweets. Second, if you don't have that many followers that are creating organic engagement, you're going to spike that engagement and use a tweet engagement ad. Or third, if you just want to get new users engaging with your tweets, new eyeballs looking at your content, this is a great ad type. So engagement equals the total number of times that a user interacts with your tweet. This includes clicks anywhere on the tweet, such as link clicks, card clicks, hashtag clicks, embedded media clicks, username clicks, profile photo clicks, or tweet text expansion, as well as retweets, replies, follows, or likes. Engagement rate equals the number of engagements divided by impressions, or views. Engagement ads are one of my favorite on Twitter because they allow you to truly mix the click/conversion ad type with this engagement type. For example, I include a link in my tweets so I can double dip on engagements of the tweet and users possibly clicking my link. So as you can see in my example on the right side here, I have a website card, so that's clickable. I have a link, that's clickable. So this ad is pushing for engagement. I'm hoping for people to interact, like it, retweet it, reply to it. But I also want to get people off of Twitter and to my website. The next ad, promoted video views. These ads promote your videos and GIFs to reach a targeted audience of your choice. Your videos will autoplay when users scroll down in their feed, encouraging users to click. With this ad, you only pay for the number of promoted video views. The next objective, awareness. Use awareness ads to promote your tweets that are meant to raise awareness of your brand and brand's message. Think of these as the internet billboard or the Coca-Cola ad. Coca-Cola ads are everywhere, right? Those are awareness ads. They want you thinking of their brand at all times. So this ad is focused on number of impressions, or CPM, and it'll show your tweet to the maximum number of people. You pay per 1,000 impressions, or views. So pro tip here, the average sale takes 7 touch points with a customer. This means a user seeing your ad, your brand, or your content 7 times before they take action. So to speed up my touch points, I will start with a brand awareness ad targeting a totally new audience relevant to my brand. And then I'll retarget this audience, my tailored audience, with website click ads. And then I'll retarget this warm audience again until they convert. You want to work these users down the funnel and reach those 7 touch points along the way. The next ad, website clicks or conversions. Use this ad to promote your tweets to people who will visit your website and take action or convert, such as sign up for your newsletter, read a blog post, make a purchase, and so on. You pay per website link click. Conversions on your website are tracked with Twitter conversion tracking. So it's on the ad group details page of this website clicks or conversion objective ad where you select the optimization preference. So link clicks equals optimizing your ad for funneling traffic to your website. Website conversions will optimize this ad for creating conversion events. Next, in-stream video views or pre-roll. While promoted video view ads promote your own video that you want more views for, an in-stream video views pre-roll ad are simply short video ads that run before videos by popular Twitter users and publishers. Think of these more like a short TV commercial that run before other users' video plays. This is very common on YouTube, that bumper video that starts before your video plays. So your videos will run alongside premium Twitter video content, and you just pay for the number of in-stream video views. Next are follower ads. You can grow your Twitter account followers with this ad type. You pay only for each follower you gain. More followers means more people seeing your tweets, which means more people to retweet, engage, and share your tweets with others. Next are app installs. So millions of users around the world access Twitter daily, and about 80% of them do so from a mobile device. Mobile app promotion enables advertisers to target these users to drive cost-effective app installs and engagements. So as for app install ads, use these ads to promote your tweets to an audience likely to download your app. You pay for the number of app clicks or installs, which leads to app re-engagement ads. This ad is for re-engaging audiences, typically existing users, to use your app again. You pay for the number of app clicks. So remember to create your app card first before creating your Twitter app install or re-engagement ad. For app install ads, I will create an app card with the call to action, install. For app re-engagement ads, I will create an app card with call to action, open, or play, or book, depending on the app and the action that is most fitting to get people to open that app again and re-engage with the app they have installed. Make sure to only target the correct mobile devices for the type of app you are promoting, such as iPhones. Twitter Promote Mode. So go to your Twitter profile and in the left sidebar, select More from the menu. In this drop-down menu, select Promote Mode from this More menu. Promote Mode makes promoting everything you tweet automatic. Just sign up and pay a flat monthly fee of $99 to have all your tweets automatically promoted. So instead of managing individual Twitter ad campaigns yourself, Promote Mode automates the promotion of your tweets and your ad account for a monthly flat fee. So for some Promote Mode frequently asked questions, click the link below. So on this Promote Mode page, click that Get Started button. Promote Mode is currently only available in these countries. So select your country and time zone and then click Next. Promote Mode works by promoting your tweets automatically via the targeting option you select. So this can be via interest or locations. Interests are great for online brands in a specific niche or category. Locations are great for local brick and mortar businesses wanting local users to see their tweets. So I'll select up to 5 interests relevant to my brand and then click Next. Here we'll review everything, our country, our targeting, our plan pricing, and then we agree to this plan pricing and click Proceed. Make sure to check out CourseEnvy.com to see all our other free resources. The Audience Manager is a tool in your Twitter ads account for you to review and manage your audiences. Once an audience is loaded into Twitter ads, you can use the Audience Manager to view the details about that audience. You can also monitor the audience status, view the audience size, edit it, or delete the audience. From the Audience Manager, you can also create new audiences. For my first audience, I usually add my current email list of customers. Just type in your audience name and then upload the .csv or .text list of those emails. If you don't have any email lists, that's okay. So besides uploading email lists, my next favorite audience to create are Twitter usernames. So while in my first example I said click email audiences and then upload a CSV of all those emails, if you're running ads to a specific list of people who follow X Twitter username, Save yourself the time of constantly adding each follower in every Twitter ad and create this Twitter username's audience. So I create a .csv file and add each @handle of these usernames I want to target for my specific ads. And then I upload it to this create an audience page. I'll name it, for this example, Alzheimer-based Twitter handles. Click Twitter usernames. And as you can see, these are a list of @handles that are Alzheimer-based. I've already created. I can just copy out this column and create a CSV of this list of Twitter usernames. So now when I create an ad, I can click the audience, and instead of building out that same follower list of all these handles, I can just click the custom audience and select this Alzheimer-based Twitter username, created audience list I already made. So here I am in an actual ad creation. You'll see the audience. So you can select what region I want to target, what gender, but see this? Tailored audiences are those custom created audiences I was talking about. So we just uploaded that email list. We just uploaded that Twitter username of handles. So once on your Audience Manager page, under the Tools Audience Manager, click the Create New Audience button in the top right. As you can see, the options include uploading your own list, as we just did with the Excel.csv file. But next, let's make a tag to collect website visitors. So first, name this new tailored audience. For these website tag audiences, I like to name it in accordance to what audience I'm creating. So whether it's all website traffic or a specific page, such as the checkout thank you page, name it that accordingly. Next, you'll see two options for tags, a universal tag or a single event tag. For the universal website tag, which I recommend, this is a universal tag that lets you implement it once, and then you can define rules based on your user behavior. Now for audiences based on the single event website tag, these should only be used if you can't use the universal tag. For example, if you want to track occurrences on a single page, such as an iframe, when you embed a YouTube video to play on a single page, that's within an iframe. So people don't have to go to another website, right? So you want to track that single event or YouTube video play, you can track it with this single event tag. Another non-page load event is an in-page submit form. For example, the MailChimp email submit field. Oftentimes you see that email submit field in the header on people's websites. It doesn't load to a new page once you submit your email. So again, you want to track this audience via a single event tag. So unless you want to build an audience around a single event, such as that embedded video play or in-page submit form that isn't directing people to a new page, I advise using the universal website tag. Now after selecting your tag, you will have the option to tell this audience tag what you want it to track. So my first tag audience I always create is all website visits. This will create a nice base audience for retargeting ads in the future. So consider this audience your base of warm users who already know your website, know your brand, and will be more responsive to sales ads or conversion ads in the future. Next, I will create an exact URL and URL contains audiences for very specific audiences I want to target ads at. What I love about Twitter is that you can really niche down these custom audiences with this exact URL and URL contains option. Twitter gives you the option to add conditions to each of these. Let me show you what I mean. So see this example. I first selected exact URL and then input coursenvy.com/Udemy. Then I clicked add another condition, selected URL contains, and input the text Udemy. So I can remove this condition or continue to add more conditions. So what does this mean? By selecting exact URL, this will trigger a conversion event when a user visits a page with a Twitter universal website tag that matches your rule. So for exact URL, this means an exact match of the URL you input. As for URL contains, this will trigger the conversion event whenever a user visits any of the pages with the Twitter universal website tag that matches your rules. So URL contains is case sensitive and checks if the website URL includes the specific text. This is the recommended method for identifying specific conversion events based on a URL. So as you can see in my example, I want to build a Twitter audience of people who navigate to the exact URL of CourseEnvy.com/Udemy or any URL that contains the text Udemy. So by doing this, I am collecting all the traffic to this exact URL and all the traffic to URLs that contain the keyword or text Udemy. One important note though, use URL contains only if you have very specific URLs that you know contain only the text you intended to collect traffic for. So for example, I know that this is the only URL on my website that contains the word Udemy. So I'm good with bundling this audience traffic in with the exact URL. So this URL contains would collect all the people who didn't go to that exact URL. For example, maybe they input into the address bar directly CourseEnvy.com/Udemy and didn't find it on Google where it has the www parameter. But let's say I forgot about a blog post I created that included the text Udemy in the title or URL of that blog post. Now this Twitter audience will be skewed because it's not only collecting the traffic to the exact URL, CourseEnvy.com/Udemy, but it's also collecting traffic from that random blog post that included the text Udemy. So just be careful when using URL contains. Once you've added all the conditions you want, just scroll down, click the I agree box, and then click the Save Tailored Audience button. So once you've created an audience that uses the universal website tag, you'll need to install it on your website. So if you didn't copy the universal website tag code right away once you created the audience, that's fine. You can get back to it under Tools, Conversion Tracking, and right here, View Code and Installation Instructions for the universal website tag. So click that. So for installing the universal website tag, they advise copying this snippet below and pasting it at the bottom of all pages on your website before the closing body HTML tag. So we'll copy this all. Then you'll want to go to the editor of your website. So for us, we use WordPress. So under Appearance, Editor. So rather than installing this universal tag on every web page, just install it into a theme feature that appears on every page, such as the theme footer and the theme header. So let's just click theme footer. So like Twitter advised, paste it in before the closing body tag. So we'll put some spaces there, paste it in, and there we go. We have it commented out. It's the Twitter universal website tag code. So besides email lists and Twitter usernames, the next most important thing is conversion tracking. So to get to this, go to Tools, Conversion Tracking, then click the button. So website tags are embedded code snippets that are triggered when a user takes an action on your website after viewing or engaging with promoted content on Twitter. So by default, your tag will collect website visitor data for remarketing purposes. You can later create audience campaigns based on these website visitors. So I like to create multiple tags for different parts of my conversion funnel. So when I talk about a conversion funnel, I'm talking about how far did that customer get on my website? Did they just get to my website? For that, I'm going to select Site Visit. Did they download the ebook but not purchase my main program? Then it was just a download. Did they sign up for a form? This would have been on the thank you page for the sign up form. Did they actually purchase an item and I want to remarket a new item to them? So I use the term warm audience. Those are people who've been engaged within the last 30 days. They've been to your website, they've been on your page, they're still warm to your product or service. And then you'll click 30 days for post engagement and then click off for post view attribution. So why I turn this off is because this is for people who just viewed my ads. I really don't care about that. I want people who've actually made it to my website. People who have engaged with my ads and clicked through. So now let's create a conversion event. So we have our universal website tag installed we have some audiences built, and now building an audience as people come to my website for all these specific tailored audiences you'll create. Now let's add some conversion events. So go to Tools, Conversion Tracking, and then click the button Create New Conversion Event. So for this example, let's use the universal website tag. So that means it's not a single event. It's not something that occurs on just one page. People will have to go through a process from one page to another so I can capture this conversion. So a good example of this is the cart. So we'll name this one Add to Cart. Now let's select the type of conversion. This is just going to be a site visit. It's once people get to this page. That equates to conversion. I'm tracking how far people get down the funnel. Going to CourseEnvy.com, that's the top of the funnel. Adding a course to the cart, there's the second step in the funnel. Then getting to the checkout page, there's the bottom of the funnel. So site visit, universal tag. Remember, we're tracking when people get to the cart page. So exact URL, CourseEnvy.cart. But I'll add the condition of contains cart. Okay, 30 off, agree, and create conversion event. So as you can see on our conversion tracking page, CourseEnvy add to cart, it was a universal website tag, and it will switch to tracking once someone has landed on this page. Once someone has added something to the cart and got to CourseEnvy.com/cart. But now let's make use of the single event website tag. So create a new conversion event. Now remember, what's an example of a single event tag? Universal, you're going from one page to the next. Single, they're not leaving that page. They're submitting their email on a form. They're watching a YouTube video in an iframe. So there's no action taking place. It's all happening on one page. So for this example, let's do header email sign up. So type of conversion, this will be a sign up. This is a single event. And then it gives you the option to create a tailored audience. So while it tracks people who view that YouTube video or sign up for an email form that's on a single page, you can create an audience of those people. So even if you don't check this, we can go back later and create a tailored audience if we want. But by toggling this, it will be created. So let's just leave it unselected for now so I can show you how to create a single event tailored audience. So scroll down, turn this off, agree, and create this conversion event. Now let's go to Audience Manager, make a tag to collect website visitors. Now I want to create a tailored audience for that single event conversion I just created. So use a single event tag, and now it even warns you, linking conversion events and tailored audiences. Because as you can see, if I try to create a new tailored audience for that single event website tag first, it says in order to create a conversion event and tailored audience for the same single event, we need to create the conversion event first. So this is why you toggle that tailored audience box while creating the conversion event. So let's cancel this, go back to conversion tracking, and as you can see, conversion header email sign up, audience not created, so edit, and here we go, create a tailored audience. Save conversion event. Now this is enabled, and you can see this single event tag, or people who sign up for the email in their header will be creating an audience we can retarget to later on. But one note here for this conversion event, the header email sign up, this is different from our universal website tag that we installed in the header or footer of our website. Remember, that's on every page. This is a single event. So we will have to install the special code for this event. So right here, view code. So copy this code and then embed it on the specific page that this single event occurs on. So a lot of my clients get confused. What should I be optimizing for? So if you've created these conversion events, we want to track those via this conversion ad. So at this ad group level, under optimization, I want to select website conversions. And then in the key conversion metric dropdown, this is where we can select those events we created. So the goal of this ad is conversions for that event. So driving people to a website to sign up for a newsletter. Whatever that conversion metric was for that specific conversion event we created. So let's go to our conversion tracking. So let's look at this. Course checkout thank you page. This is when they've actually converted, when they've actually made a purchase. So that's the conversion I'm tracking. Maybe you want to be tracking something else. Maybe it's a newsletter sign up, an ebook download, etc. But for this, I know my conversion is when someone has purchased something. That's my conversion metric. I'm not going to be selecting any of these, right? I want the conversion checkout, the course checkout thank you page. This equates a purchase, right? So that is when a conversion pixel fires. So when I run this ad and someone purchases the course via this ad, under my analytics, I'll be able to see how many conversions this specific ad contributed to. So that's the difference. We can market to an audience that's one of our tailored audiences, but to track actual conversions per ad, that's what this metric is about. Select a key conversion. So this is specific to this ad set, how many conversions were created via this ad alone. But one more important element on these ads, this is a tailored audience. These are people who have gone to that site, they've triggered that website tag, so we're just remarketing to that audience. That's what a tailored audience is just capturing people constantly and creating an audience that you can remarket to with Twitter ads. So now that we've created these audiences, let's create a Twitter ad that remarkets to this audience. What I love about retargeting ads is that people are familiar with your website already. They've already engaged with your Twitter ads or website in some way and will be much more responsive to ads, especially ones with a call to action catered to them. So let's look at this example. Say a customer navigated to CourseEnvy.com. Because I have this audience pixel in place, capturing this traffic, it's building that audience out so I can remarket to them when I select this tailored audience while building a Twitter ad. So with remarketing, we can create any type of Twitter ad and target it specifically to people who visited this page. So let's look at our audience manager. We can target this tailored audience via a Twitter ad and create an ad just for people who have gone to this page. We can continue on our website click campaign. So this will be our orange shoe purchase campaign. What's our key conversion? This is our orange shoe purchase. So this ad's goal is a conversion of an orange shoe purchase. We want to target people who have just visited that orange shoe page. So we browse our tailored audiences, orange shoes page. So we select that. So this ad will include the tailored audience of people who have visited the orange shoe page, but exclude people who have already made a purchase. And on top of that, remember under the details step of this ad, we've also selected to track the conversion event of orange shoe purchases. And it'll mark as a conversion in my analytics once this ad creates a conversion. Twitter follow ads are just what they sound like. Ads to increase your Twitter account following. Try not to sound too sales pitchy in these ads, as they are meant to portray your brand in a great light and give the user a reason to follow you. So look at this follower ad example. One of my clients is a fashion brand, so this Sherry Hill ad popped up in their newsfeed. This is a simple but great follower ad. Since my client's brand was fashion-based, this Sherry Hill brand obviously targeted that interest in their ad, and possibly the keyword fashion. Next, on their actual ad content, it gets to the facts and why I should follow this page. Love fashion? Follow Sherry Hill to keep up with the latest trends. So I'll keep up with the latest fashion trends if I follow this handle. Another note, in these follower ads, I always judge the profile image and the ad image quality. This is just a precursor of what style and what quality of content they will be posting. So they have a nice clean logo and then a great high quality photo with image branding in place. So right away, I want to follow this brand. This is a great follower ad. With our clients, the best results we see are from targeting followers or @handles that are similar to their brand. And then to pair with that, just like the Sherry Hill ad did, was to target interest. Target people who are interested in following other brands in a specific category, such as fashion. So you can see in my example, I targeted a young demographic fashion brand and then the fashion. This will get you a very broad, large audience size. But with multiple user handles following, remember, we can go into our analytics, click that campaign, and then click @handles to see which handle drove the most followers for this follower's ad. A great idea is composing a tweet with a link to a lead capture page and pinning this to the top of your profile. So therefore, anybody who comes to your profile page will see this lead generation machine right at the top of your profile. So basically, you're turning your Twitter profile into a landing page, a lead capture landing page.